What is going on, guys? So there's a big misconception all the time about what you're actually going to be doing when you're at basic training. Some people think you're going to be doing soldiery stuff all the time. Some people think you're going to be getting smoked all the time. Some people think you're going to be shooting all the time. But today I'm going to talk about some of the things that are honestly going to consume the vast majority of your actual time at basic training. So I thought this video would be a little bit interesting, just giving you guys another perspective of maybe some of like the negative things that you're gonna be doing at basic training. You know, people always ask me, is it worth it joining the military? Is it worth it? And I always say, you know, it's worth it depending on how you're weighing the pros and cons. Some of these things I might be talking about are gonna be some of like the cons, some of the boring aspects of basic training. And the first thing that I want to talk about, which is definitely going to consume a crap ton of your time, is getting accountability of personnel and your weapons, right? So you're gonna be doing this a lot. Every time you move from place to place, from building to building or whatever, anytime you basically move your platoon or your company or whatever, you're gonna have to get accountability, right? And that means, like, you know, if you have sensitive items, you're gonna have to get accountability of that, and a sensitive item is your weapon. So you have to make sure that anytime you move, you are keeping track of how many weapons you have, and then you're keeping track of the personnel. If somebody has to leave and pass off their weapon, then they're gonna have to give that to somebody else. They're gonna have to make sure that they know what's going on. The leadership at basic training, the squad leaders, the team leaders, the platoon leaders, they're gonna have to be keeping track of this, because constantly at basic training, the drill sergeants are gonna be asking you, how many personnel do you have? How many people are here? Do you have all the weapons? They're gonna be asking you these questions, and if things are kind of running around, you're just kind of getting into formation, then that's gonna be really hectic, and this is also gonna be time consuming. You're gonna be doing personnel counts and weapons counts, and then you're gonna have to redo those because some, you know, bimbo is just like messing up the count, and it's like super easy to count from like 1 to 50, but you know, you would think so, but at, you know, basic training, you're gonna quickly realize it's a lot harder to count to 50 than you think. But yeah, you're gonna be doing that in formation, and that's the other thing that you're gonna be doing a lot. You're gonna be spending a lot of time standing around in formation and standing in lines and things like that. You're gonna be staying in formation all the time because you're gonna be moving around all the time, right? So every time you get into your formation, you're gonna be doing accountability. You gotta make sure that people are there. So when you're in your formation, sometimes you're just gonna be standing around waiting. You're just gonna be standing there waiting. Maybe you're waiting on another platoon, maybe you're waiting on a drill sergeant, maybe you're waiting on the buses to line up. That is something you're gonna be waiting on a lot. It seems like you're going to do the whole hurry up and wait thing. You know, you hear it in the military all the time. The military is just a bunch of hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. You got to hurry up, get to this place, and then wait. And then you wait for whatever it is that you got to do. And that is definitely the case at basic training. It kind of should be that way, because it kind of teaches you the mentality of, you know, getting ready fast and doing all that stuff. But you're going to be doing a lot of waiting around for the buses. You're going to be doing a lot of standing around in formations and things like that for a long period of time. And honestly, I think I remember at AIT, me and like a buddy of mine did this at AIT, and it was some crazy number. Like, we stood in formation throughout the whole day. It was like, you know, I don't know, 15 hours of the day we stood in formation for like 4 hours. So a good portion of your day is going to be in formation. You're gonna be standing there at attention or at parade rest. So I kind of quickly mentioned this just a second ago, and that was kind of getting ready fast, right? So that's something you're gonna have to do at basic training. It's gonna be something that you have to do in the military in general. You have to learn to get ready fast. So something you're gonna be doing throughout the day at basic training. In the morning, you're gonna be doing PT, and then you have to get ready really quickly. You gotta get in your uniform of the day. You gotta go to, you know, chow, you gotta go to the DFAC, and then whenever you come back, you gotta make sure you get all of your stuff quickly and everything, and then you gotta leave, and then whenever you get back, you might have to change again. There's a lot of times that you're gonna have to be changing your uniforms from your PTs to your actual OCP uniform or your ACU uniform, whichever one you guys want to call it. I'm not sure if they've officially switched over the calling it ACU, the OCP or whatever, but that's beside the point. This one isn't particularly gonna take up a lot of time. I'm just saying that you're going to have to kind of learn to do it. You're going to be doing it every single day, which is changing uniforms quickly and getting used to getting ready fast, because you're always going to be on those time hacks. You're always going to have to be in formation at, I don't know, 0600 on the dot. If you are a minute late, like, you are seriously late. If you're 5 minutes early, you're still late. This next one is one that we did a lot, all the time. Whenever we just had spare time sitting around or whatever, we were cleaning our weapons. This is going to take up a really large portion of your time at basic training because, like I said, if you're not doing anything, a lot of times drill sergeants are going to be telling you to do one of two things, and that is clean your weapon or try to study. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But cleaning your weapons is something that you're going to do every single day. If you cleaned it yesterday, you still got to clean it today. You're carrying it around or whatever, and you kind of need to learn your weapon. You need to get familiar with your weapon, and kind of, in my opinion, it's a little fun. Like for me and my buddies, we would always just take it apart and we would time ourselves taking it apart and putting it together. We would time ourselves being blindfolded, taking it apart and putting it back together, completely blindfolded, not being able to see anything. So you can make it kind of fun. You can get really familiar with your M4. You can get really familiar with the M249s and the 240s if your platoon happens to have that, because I hear that not every single basic training platoon shoots the 240, which is kind of insane in my opinion. But whichever weapon you have, you're going to be cleaning it. And then the crew serve weapons, which is the 249 and the 240, you're also going to be cleaning those if you have to shoot the blanks through them whenever you're going on an FTX or something. So somebody's going to need to learn how to do that, and in my opinion, you really need to put in the time to actually do that, because especially for those of you who are not infantry, at basic training, that 249 and that 240, you're not going to get to mess with those that much after basic training, right? If you're not infantry, if you're not, maybe going Rangers or whatever, you're not going to get to mess with those weapon systems. So I'll definitely take advantage of all of the freaking time that you're going to have to play around with your weapons, not like dangerously play around with them, but like clean them, mess around with them, as in like, taking them apart, putting them back together, time yourself taking apart the 249. That is something that's going to take up a large portion of your time at basic training. I enjoyed it. The next thing that is going to take up a lot of your time, which again, I mentioned it briefly just a second ago, and that is sitting around and waiting for something to do, sitting around and waiting for your time to do something. And while you're sitting around doing that, you're going to be cleaning your weapon, or kind of like if you're out in the field environment, you're going to be like studying your soldier's blue book. You're going to be studying, maybe if you're one of those soldiers who's going to go to the board at the end of basic training, studying all those facts that they want you to memorize, studying, for the red face test at the beginning of basic training. You're going to be doing that in your spare time, which your spare time a lot of times is just going to be you sitting around waiting for things to happen, right? So what I mean by that, because you're like, what, are we just like going to be sitting around at basic training? Well, there's going to be 200 people there in your company, and sometimes they will split up, 2 platoons, first platoon, second platoon will go, and third platoon and fourth platoon will go, and they'll alternate different tasks and stuff like that. But that's still 100 people that have to perform a specific task, which means, more than likely, whatever you're doing there, you can't do 100 people at once. So if you can do 5 people at once, that means that 95 people are going to have to wait. If it's a whole company doing something and you can have 5 people at once, that means 195 people are going to have to wait. I know you guys just love this awesome math skills, but there's going to be a lot of sitting around waiting on your time to do something. This especially comes into play whenever you are at the range, when you can have maybe 10 to 20 lanes open, which means 10 to 20 people can go at a single time. And then it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes or whatever for a person to go. It shouldn't take 10 minutes, but it might take 5 to 10 minutes if there's any issues. But you can see how things can take a long time. That's why you spend an entire day at the range and you only get to shoot twice, right? You only get to shoot twice, and it takes like 5 minutes, and then you're done. You get to shoot again, 5 minutes, you're done. The rest of that time at the range, you're going to be kind of sitting around. So you want to, make sure you're studying up on those skills. Make sure that you're familiarizing yourself with your weapon, depending on where you're at, because you don't want to be, field stripping that. Drill sergeants might yell at you if you try to field strip your weapon. So that's just going to be a part of basic training. It's just going to be sitting around and waiting for your time to do something, and really trying not to fall asleep whenever you're doing that, because even though you're going to get 7-8 hours of sleep each night, you're kind of just out all day long. You're carrying stuff. Drill sergeants are going to make you do push-ups and things like that, and you're just going to be generally more tired than you would be if you were just at home, right? So you're going to be trying not to fall asleep, and if you do fall asleep, I feel really bad for you, because that's something you don't want to do at basic training. And that leads me into the next part of basic training that you're going to be doing all the time. And I know a lot of you are curious of how the drill sergeants are going to smoke you, how the drill sergeants are going to give you corrective training. And the biggest thing that they're going to do, the biggest thing that's going to take up your time whenever you are getting smoked by the drill sergeants, is very, very simple. It's going to happen probably the majority of the time. And if you screw up, if you get a drill sergeant all pissed off and everything, what they're going to tell you to do is half right face, front leaning rest position move, which means you're gonna get basically into a plank position. Whatever you're wearing or whatever, you gotta, just get down, do that. They're gonna tell you to get in the front leaning rest position, and then they're gonna start counting. And if you guys didn't know, at basic training, you're really only allowed to do like 5 push-ups at a time with a 3 count. So that's, 10 push-ups, right? You can do 10 push-ups at a time, essentially. And if it's more of a bad smoking, they're gonna reset that all the time. So you're gonna do push-ups, and you're gonna stand up, then you're gonna get down and do push-ups again. But the majority of the time, what is going to happen is the drill sergeant's gonna tell you half right face, front leaning rest position move, in cadence, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. You're gonna count to 5, and then the drill sergeant is just gonna yell at you. You're just gonna be sitting there in the front leaning rest position. You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be like trying to, hide, putting your knees down. You're gonna be sagging in the middle. You're just gonna be, sitting there for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And the drill sergeants are just gonna be yelling at you. They're gonna tell you, why the heck aren't you taking this seriously? If you're past red phase, drill sergeants are gonna be threatening taking you back to red phase, to where they're gonna be smoking you more, things like that. And that is going to be the case for the majority of your, I wouldn't even call them smoke sessions, but the majority of the time where the drill sergeants are gonna make you do push-ups, you're not gonna really do that much push-ups, you're not gonna do that much stuff. You might do a little bit for a second. Drill sergeants are gonna talk to you, they're going to yell at you or whatever. They're going to yell at you and tell you that you're stupid and you are a disgrace to the Army or something like that. And then you're gonna get up and you're gonna, get your count or something, because maybe somebody was late to formation and you didn't have the proper count, and that is why you got yelled at. And then you're just gonna go about your day. And then a couple hours later, probably the exact same thing is going to happen. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. That'll be awesome. If you want to stick around some more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. That'll be even better. Hit the notification bell button if you want to just be freaking awesome. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat if you haven't already. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to let you know I'm like 100-ish followers away from 10,000 on Instagram. So it's like, right here, that would really make my day. Screw all the other stuff. I would just really like to hit 10,000. I know it'll happen eventually, but if you want to do it, I'm just done rambling about that. I hope you guys have an amazing freaking day, and I will see you later.